Hey guys, it's Murphy from Aloha Vanguard, and today we're going to be doing a deck profile. It's February 2017. It's been a while since I made a deck profile. I'm trying to bring this channel back to life. So to start off with those videos, I'm going to do an update version of the Pacifica deck. I always update my deck. I always did a deck profile on it. You can check my old videos. They're kind of irrelevant, but oh well. But yeah, let's get straight into the deck profile because doing deck profiles these days take a lot of time. So if you have any questions on the cards that I choose or on cards that I've mentioned, you can just put it in the comments below. If you guys got ideas for me, do that as well. I'm gonna just try to do it as fast as possible, not as quickly as possible, but you know what I mean. It's really hard to make a really short video on deck profiles because there's so much to explain. But if you guys have questions on anything, put it in the comments below. I'm going to just explain things as fast as possible. Okay, starting Vanguards, I choose from either one of the two. And it's the Bermuda Triangle Cadet Waddell and Bermuda Triangle Cadet Shizuku. Shizuku is a grade 3 searcher. Waddell is kind of like, you put her activated ability, put her into the soul, and you can bounce a card from your rear guard. Now, each one is okay. This just, you search the top 5 cards for a grade 3. This, for the Pacifica deck, it requires the grade 2 support card for the deck and a Pacifica Vanguard. And what you do is just use her effect to bounce back the grade 2 card, to search for a Pacifica card automatically, and you go on with the grade 2 effect from there. They both rely on something, so either one is good. It just depends on your play style and all that stuff. But like I say, I play this deck for fun, but the most consistent one is Shizuku. Going on with the grade 3 lineup, running 9 grade 3s, 3 of each Pacifica. You kind of want to run 3 of each because you want to have a good balance of them. So I run 3 top idols, 3 internal idols, and 3 planet idol Pacificas. Now, it works. Because if one has more than the other, the one that has less, you may not see it ever in the game, and it's gonna be pretty awkward for you, and you're just gonna lose because you won't be able to do anything. You won't be able to Vanguard because you won't be able to use your effects. Alright, so the top idol basically is a Mega Blast card. You're not going to use it, but if you do ride her, beginning of your main phase, you just soul charge, draw a card, and take a card from your hand, and add it to the bottom of your deck. It was really good for stacking triggers back then in the day, but nowadays, just to build up on resources and all that stuff. Drawing a card is really good. Internal Idol Pacifica is your cross ride, so if you have top idol Pacifica in your soul, she's a 13k Vanguard. Her limit break effect, her limit break 4 effect, you might just use it. When she attacks a Vanguard, counterblast 3, take 2 Bermuda Triangle rear guards, bounce it to your hand. Take a look in your deck for a Bermuda Triangle card, call it to your rear guard circle, and that's an additional attack there for you. Lord ability, you don't need to worry because you're running a pure Bermuda Triangle deck. This is the Break Ride version. This is the Break Ride for Pacifica. Planet Idol Pacifica. Effect basically reads, when you ride over her, your Vanguard gains 10,000 power. And when a card gets bounced from the rear guard to your hand, you can search your deck for a Bermuda Triangle card and call it to the rear guard circle. And then when this card is in your soul, you can counterblast 1, take a top idol Pacifica rear guard, add it to your soul, and bounce a card. And then Lord ability. Not important. So that's your grade 3 lineup. Next, for the grade 2 lineup, we got Marlkka, Friend of the Sun. This is your grade 2 support card for the deck. So we're running 10 grade 2s, just to let you know. So her effect basically reads, when she's bounced back from the rear guard to your hand, you can search your deck, and if you have a Pacifica Vanguard, you just search your deck for a Pacifica, add it to your hand. Then you reveal three Pacificas from your hand, and if they have different names from each other, you can countercharge 1, Soul Blast 1, choose a unit on the field and give it 5,000 power. So that's basically what she reads. So make sure you have a grade 3 Pacifica Vanguard in order to do this effect. So with a pure grade 3 lineup of Pacificas, that should be no problem for you. So yeah, a set of the Marlkkas, because that's what the deck needs. Next I got 2 Saunas, because that's your 12k attacker when you have a grade 3 Pacifica Vanguard. We got 2 Slaney's and 2 Spikas. They basically bounce cards like your Marlkka, so you can activate their effect. So you know what she does? When at Generation Break 1, when she attacks a Vanguard and she's being boosted, pay the cost, bounce a card from your rear guard, and then call a card from your hand to the rear guard circle and give it +3. And then for her, it's just when she's placed on rear guard, you counterblast 1 and you bounce a card from the rear guard to your hand. So they all synergize with the deck, so it's nice. Next up, grade 1 lineup, 14 cards. We got Hikari, because she unflips damage. The deck is somewhat counterblast heavy, so the more you can unflip, the more you can play with this deck and have fun with it. A set of your Stride Fathers. I'm thinking about dropping one. I'm not entirely sure, but she's really good because she's a Stride Father. You want to make sure you can stride with this deck, especially in the early stages of the game, because it's not required to do so. It's just a lot easier to play the deck. Next, we got 2 Shizukus, 2 Clears, and 2 Kuras. Now, Kura, when she's placed on Vanguard, Soul Blast 2, and you can choose up to 2 cards in your damage zone and flip them face up. Like I said, you want to make sure you can counterblast and all that stuff for certain effects. Clear, when she's bounced back from your rear guard circle, you may pay the cost of a Soul Blast 1, and then choose a unit on the field and give it 4,000 power. Well, choose one of your units and give it 4,000 power. Then Shizuku, the grade 1 Shizuku basically reads, she's a card with the Harmony ability, a once per turn Generation Break 1 effect. When she's in Harmony, she becomes a grade 3 Searcher. So it's nice. So that's your grade 1 lineup. 14 cards. There are going to be a couple changes, like dropping the Kura, because I'm running a set of Hikaris. The Hikari, the Perfect Shields are new to the deck right now, but I've been just playing it like that, and so far it's fine. Trigger lineup, guys, is 8 critical triggers. So I got the 2 classic ones. They always been in my deck, so why not? 4 draws, because Fundy, you can put in the soul, +3, hashtag Margot. And, yeah, draw trigger. Want to get that hand power up. And then a set of heal triggers, because you're running G Guardians. Heal triggers are the best. And I always had this in the deck, so might as well. Alright, so that's the main deck, guys. Going on to the G units. So, here we go. So to start up the Stride lineup, we got the support card, the Stride support card for the Pacifica deck. Twinkle Happiness Pacifica. Her effect basically reads, you need to have a grade 3 Pacifica as your heart. Just counterblast, take a copy of her face down in the damage zone, flip it, not damage zone, in the G zone, and flip her face up. Then you can bounce a rear guard to your hand. And then when you do that, then you search your deck for a Pacifica card, add it to your hand. Reveal 3 Pacifica cards if each of those 3 cards have different names from each other. So Top Idol, Internal Idol, and Planet Idol Pacifica. She gains a critical, which is amazing because you can play her early game as her first Stride, and if you pull off the effect, you have a Stride that has a critical on top of it, so it either forces your opponent to take the damage or guard. So, set of those. Then a set of Olivia's, cause why not? This is a splashable stride card in Bermuda Triangles is really good. That's why it's so the Generation Rare is expensive, and reason why the reprint is still at $20. Her effect basically reads when she attacks, and you have one or more cards face up in your G zone, pay the cost, and then you can bounce cards to your hand. I think up to 5, I believe, is it? Choose up to 5 rear guards, and the ones that you choose have chosen all have to have different names, and if you bounce 3 or more cards from your rear guard with different names, you can call 2 cards in 2 separate rows, so 1 in the front, 1 in the back row, and Olivia gains a critical. So you have 2 stride units in your deck that gets criticals really easy with, really easy. So no problem, right? So yeah, these are your 2 main units for your deck. Next up, you got So Many. You know, she's your on hit pressure card. Basically, she reads when the attack hits a Vanguard, you take a rear guard, bounce it to your hand, and you choose a card from your hand, call it to rear guard, plus 3,000 power. So that's it. Then you have Medu and Blizza for your Crate Elemental stride units. Medu is because of Top Battle Pacifica. You know, if this card strides over a grade 10k grade 3, I can take look for a grade 3 in my drop zone and add it to my hand. Then Blizza, because if I can pay for the counterblast and unflip a face down card in the G zone, I can make a pretty bulky Blizza, because, you know, Pacifica is gonna be all in flip, this is gonna be all in flip, then I go into this, and then it should be a pretty big monster by then. So that's what's up. Going on to the G Guardians for the G Zone units, we got 2 Leonas. The other Bermuda Triangle G Guardian wasn't my cup of tea, so she works out pretty fine, because when she's placed in the Guardian Circle, you can take a card from your rear guard, bounce it into your hand, and then you can take a card from your hand and call it to the rear guard circle. If they had the same name as the card that got bounced back from your rear guard, plus 5k to Leona. So that's really cool. So 2 of her. Then I have the Crate Elementals. I have Dismal, Screw, and Ugleam. Dismal because of Kageros, Narakamis, and Shadow Paladins and all that stuff. They love to retire and just lower down on your resources. This kind of stops them. Screw because you can afford to discard if you have because your Bermuda Triangle, you're gonna have okay hand size, so discarding to give it 10,000 shield is gonna be worth it for you. And then Light Elemental Gleam, basically when she gets called to the Guardian Circle, you can discard and draw, which is really cool. So yeah, I believe she does that. Yeah, when she's placed on the Guardian Circle, you can discard and draw. And like I said, you're gonna have a pretty good hand size because you're playing Bermuda Triangles, so you can afford to discard to draw, because you want to get to your resources for your next turn, so you can go off again. So yeah, guys, that is the deck. Wow, it's 14 minutes in to make a deck profile. I guess that's good. If you guys have any suggestions for me, let me know. Honorable mentions, I would say the Perla sisters, Perla and Perly, because they're pretty good. They don't require like generation break or anything, so that's pretty neat and all that stuff. Next, I would the grade 2 card Rika, something Rika. She's that 8k grade 2, where if she gets bounced back from the rear guard to your hand, you can soul charge and unflip a damage. She's pretty good too if you don't run Hikari as your perfect shield, and you don't have other options to counter charge. That will be your next card you wanna do. You wanna add like 1 or 2 of them. Yeah, since I made a deck profile on it, of course I'm gonna be doing a update on it. So yeah, usually I do deck profiles and I update the deck. So yeah, that's what's up. So if you guys got any suggestions, put it in the comment below. Make sure you subscribe for more things. Aloha Vanguard. I'm gonna be also adding Yu-Gi-Oh deck profiles and box openings to this channel as well, just to extend. So yeah, that's what's up. So till next time, guys, aloha. See you guys next video, and probably the next video is gonna be Raging Tempest for Yu-Gi-Oh because I bought some boxes, so I'm gonna be doing some box openings, and that's it. Alright, guys. See you next time.